how's it going, everybody? It's Eong here with a Metal Gear Solid 5 news update. The following information comes from Dell's website of all places, through which they sell a variety of products, including video games. As some of you may know, there have been rumors floating around lately that there's some kind of definitive edition or definitive experience version of Metal Gear Solid 5 in the works after an Amazon listing of the aforementioned title leaked online before it was taken down, and today I have further evidence that this new Metal Gear Solid 5 packaging does indeed exist and that it's coming out pretty soon. If you go to the Dell website right now and type Metal Gear Solid 5 Definitive in the search bar, you will see something like this, and if you scroll down a bit, you will find two listings for something labeled Konami Metal Gear Solid 5 Definitive for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Along with this tentative title, we are also shown that the game will retail for $49.99 and will launch on October 11th, 2016, which is indeed a Tuesday, the day of the week in which most major titles launch. So this doesn't look like a placeholder date, but rather something that the retailer is confident will be the actual launch date. While you shouldn't take any of this information as fact quite yet until the official announcement, I would say that there are enough signs out there to at least be confident that there is indeed some kind of definitive edition or whatever in the works for Metal Gear Solid 5, and that its announcement is probably imminent. Furthermore, a $49.99 price point along with an October 11th release date do sound relatively plausible. The real question is, of course, just what is this definitive version of Metal Gear Solid 5? What could this package possibly contain that will make it worth repurchasing a game that's less than a year old? If you ask me, the safest assumption to make is that this definitive version will be a repackaging of sorts that will include both Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, along with every update, DLC, and extra content that was released for both the single player and Metal Gear Online since launch, in which case the target audience for this package would be people who haven't bought the game already. But the ideal scenario would be that Metal Gear Solid 5's definitive version actually contains some kind of extra new content or feature that will make the re-release worth it. Ideas for extra content that people fantasize about include the Cut Mission 51 or the alleged Cut Chapter 3, along with new features like some kind of co-op mode for single player, among other things. Hard to say for sure at this point what to expect, but I personally wouldn't get too hyped about Metal Gear Solid 5 Definitive Edition. Don't get me wrong, I would like to think that Konami wouldn't just re-release a game that's less than a year old and charge $50 just to present content that you can already get. And I would like to think that there's gotta be something new cooking up behind the scenes to justify all this, but then again, if I'm to be realistic, the idea of re-releasing a game with all the updates, DLC, and extra new content in one package isn't unheard of. You may recall that many renowned games have done this in the form of something called Game of the Year Edition. And that's pretty much what I expect this definitive edition to be, a Game of the Year edition with a different name. I'll definitely keep my fingers crossed that it will be more than that, but that seems like the more unlikely scenario. What are your thoughts on the matter? Do you expect Konami to deliver something new with a definitive packaging of Metal Gear Solid 5, or do you expect it to be a compilation of existing extra content in a similar fashion to a Game of the Year edition? Let us know in the comments below, and to be further updated on Metal Gear news, stay tuned right here on Yong Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Eong out.